This is very unique. I've never done this before. You know, this kind of a I guess, byway experience. So it's very eye-opening. Yeah. And it's something else to picture Sharon as a child, you know, and to basically forcefully push any kind of negative thought out and wish only a higher positive intention for her, you know, and to be protective.
Yes, it really brings out that, and doesn't it, that feeling of, oh, fragile little baby, I want the best.
Yes.
I lost all sense of physical presence, and essentially it was like this bubble of love, I guess, and best to describe it.
When you were receiving?
Yeah, yeah, and but the bubble didn't have any boundaries. I mean, that's the best I could say for it, but it was just like all pervasive and no physical presence. So it's like, you know.
That's interesting. When she was giving me love, I felt like somebody was putting a flashlight in my face. You know, expansion of light.
Well, I will not share what I sense with him before I will tell him privately, but I can share what I got. Because the moment I imagine myself that I am so loved, because I know my parents really loved me dearly, and I'm so loved, the pain came. I said, excuse me? Yeah, you know, the pain, you know, but this time it just moved from here, not here, but here. I said, well, how is it connected to feeling being loved? There's something missing. And maybe in the present time there is like something missing that I'm not sure of. There is this, I was struggling with the fear of being totally content in this love. I felt that I am tense. Am I loved? Am I loved? Am I loved? And then you said, like before you said 10 seconds, I have said, yes, I am loved. And that was so good. But the interesting thing was that the pain came. As soon as I wanted to accept that I'm being loved.
What I think is interesting is that right side of your body, the doing, the masculine pushing side, that
This
felt
one?
the pain, the allowing side.
This is, I just wonder what will happen tomorrow.
Anyone else?
Something I'd like to say regarding Eva, pain, pain can be perceived many different ways, and the tendency is either good or bad, and what this can be is a transitionary thing. And
Bringing to her attention something
and something that I'm learning as becoming more and more spiritual being is to stop doing the polarity work, good, bad, and be in the observer role. And she'll find that this will evolve into something else, and maybe in the future reflect back and see, now I see what the purpose of what was. So you'll become an observer.
Yeah, this is really correct in my mind, and we say those statements that the pain or illness can be just God-given thing, but when it hits you, it said you know, because from one side, yes, if you did not go through certain dark parts, you would not learn, right? So this is obvious, and you can teach it. But when the pain hits you, you say, is this God-given? I don't think so. So it's like me sticking, you know, my head outside of the bubble, and I didn't want to be included.
one of the
It's a
things
very
that,
interesting modality.
one of the things that, again, that I love about this work is get rid of the story. You just go to the place in the body where you're feeling the pain, or where you're feeling tightness, or where you're feeling something. There are no words needed. It's just the breath and intention and attention that are going in to address it. And the breath can go in very easily into a space.
Yeah.
Words challenge spaces,
Yeah,
but the breath can go in very easily.
of course.
You only said in a sentence, but one of the most powerful things is getting rid of the story. That is a very, very powerful thing, because that's how we manifest is through the story, and that's how we have a disease heal and come back, because we forget to let go of the story.
It's true.
Why this? What does it mean? And things like, let it go. Allow your higher self to know what it's all about and to get the lessons.
Exactly.
I teach that, but when it comes to me, I struggle.
Mhm.
In the past, that might have been true, but it can be different.
Yeah, maybe.
My feeling is it's helpful if there's I have a really active brain talk. So to let go of even if I say I won't let go of the story, then the brain can just I go on and goes again. So if there's a technique,
If they're, yes, and you
It-
can
it
return
takes-
to that.
right,
Mhm.
so that the mind might talk, but it will kind of fade away. That would be very helpful.
And come back to just the.
Yes, the sensation itself
Exactly,
rather than
exactly.
whatever you attach it to.
Now, when I started working with the young woman next to me, I immediately also started talking to the angels. I talked to the Archangel Michael. You do that as well? Huh. Anybody
There's
else?
higher help, bring it on.
Lots of people in here.
It's standard for this group.
Seems to be underlined.
SOP, standard operating procedure.
Somebody mentioned thing about it. Nobody mentioned it, so I was wondering.
Well, I think, whatever comes in is, when you're working with someone, it's for them.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a Mary Poppins bag, and whatever comes out is meant to be for the person I'm working with, Might be a lamp, it might not be, it might be a spoonful of sugar, I don't know.
Just reach in and pull out a 42-inch flat screen TV.
That's right.
That's what's needed.
And sometimes that's one of the things I think is difficult sometimes when you're working with someone and you're so invested in helping them. Sometimes it's hard to get out of your own self and doing that. My first real experience in hearing that I could say, whoa, what was that? I heard this, I was working with a gentleman I'd seen 5 or 6 times. Really brawny guy, he studied in Okinawa and did, to the nth degree of martial arts and studied with Chuck Norris, guy, And we've been doing this work, like I said, 5 or 6 sessions, and this time he was there, and there was just this incessant humming, whistling, and I was just like, I'm trying to work here, And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm trying to work here. This must be in some way for him, because I'm working with him. And then, of course, the question is, well, how do I express that to him? And finally, the words came, and I just said to him, is there someone in your life that is constantly humming or whistling? And he broke down. And he said, yes, it was my grandmother. My home was not safe. And my grandmother hummed and whistled all the time. And when she was there, I always knew it because she was humming and whistling, and she was safe. My parents were not safe. But the humming and whistling for him was safety. And it was that point at which he could